the number 2 seed, but that was a long time ago. This is different.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for men's singles, 4th round action here on Rod Laver Arena. Would you please welcome from Argentina, Diego Schwartzman. And his opponent from Serbia, Novak Djokovic.
He must just feel so at home every time he walks out onto this court. It's given him some of the best moments that he can remember. And this country has given him some good moments, including one at the ATP Cup not that long ago where he led his nation to victory.
Novak put in some pretty good numbers, and his second serve, points one, was a critical one for me. So about how you look after that moment, and for Novak it was 70%. Out of the 10 he won the 7. Some good highlights from both players. More so it was just the aggressiveness of movement that they had to generate. Schwartzman was the one. You can see Novak, his ability to spread the court, cross court, down the line, and again there he spreads it. So you're constantly doing a width. Amazing work wide of the tennis court. We'll be happy with that. Won 10 more points. So it was quite... There's a middle patch there, but he got the job done early in this set where he raced away to the lead, a double break, and it looked like it was going to be a formality. So there was a challenge. We expect a challenge from Schwartzman. He's a quality player. He's got a lot of pride in his game. And he keeps going point after point, trying to make something happen, and we saw that there. But he did a lot of heavy work. Hasn't been a big 2 sets, an hour and 19 played, so it hasn't been a long physical battle for a couple of sets. But in the end, he's got things under control. Next ball back.
As expected, there have been moments of magic from this man today. 3 chances to close it out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
He's on his way to the quarterfinals again. Novak Djokovic knew that he was going to have a fight on his hands, because whenever this man's on court, you're guaranteed of getting that. But as it turns out, it took a little over 2 hours. He gets it done in straight sets again. Milos Raonic awaits in the quarterfinals. Is Novak headed for 8 in Melbourne?
Well, he's giving himself the best chance, isn't he? Because he's getting the job done relatively quickly, stress-free.
The Rocket Man's in the house, and he would have been pretty impressed with that, as he is every time when he sees Novak Djokovic come onto the court. And a warm acknowledgement of the effort from Diego Schwartzman. He had plenty on his side today, had plenty when he came onto the court, and they stayed with him throughout the match.
Sure did.
A couple of them might have just overstepped the line a little bit at various times, but it's a passionate environment, isn't it? Novak is through to the Australian Open quarterfinals for the 11th time. He's through to the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam for the 46th time. He is truly remarkable in the world of tennis, and he's got a specific target that towel is going to go to. All right, let's find out from the man himself now as we head down courtside.
Novak,
Many congratulations on a terrific match. When we're sitting in the commentary box, we were talking about how Diego has pushed you in previous matches. Today you came out and you were really focused.
Well, I was. Obviously, it's a fourth round of a Grand Slam, and Diego is a great quality player. You know, he's had a terrific tournament in the first 3 rounds. He hasn't dropped a set and played really well. And I knew if I gave him time, you know, he could do a lot of damage from back of the court. So, you know, he's one of the quickest players on the tour, and I try to mix it up. You know, maybe bring him to the net a few times with the slice, and it worked really well.
Talking a bit of strategy there, I want to talk a little bit. I was having a chat with Roger Federer. We were talking about parenting. And, of course, you've got 2. Stefan's 5, Tara 2. And we were talking about if Roger's kids got into tennis, how he would be as a coach. And if they would get into tennis, they're starting to hit a few balls. How's Stefan doing? Tara's probably a bit too young.
Well, so far it has been great in terms of tennis relationship between me and my son. He's willing to play with me, and
most people would be.
Well, you know how it is. You know, father-son, it's a little bit different, and obviously he's exposed to tennis a lot when he travels with me, but also on the TV, and you know, he knows what is going on. He knows Roger, he knows Rafa, he knows a couple of the other guys, and his favorite shot is forehand so far. I'm trying to get him to hit a few backhands, but he's been telling me that he's born with a backhand, so that's why.
Just like his father. How do you think you might be as a coach?
I don't know. I'm a father first. You know, I can't really put myself in a role of the coach. And look, I'm giving him all the space and all the time that he needs in the world. I really want him and my daughter to really express honest desire to take the racket and a ball and just hit, go to the court or up against the wall, and I would be more than happy and thrilled to support them in their tennis careers and journeys, but it's still very early to talk about it, you know. My wife says.
The perfect diplomatic answer, very nice. Do you like to look ahead at the draw? Was that a question? I'm going to go with mine, not theirs, if that's all right. While you're on the court, Milos Raonic went through in straight sets. He's going to be your next opponent. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, quite different matchup than the one today. Milos is, you know, one of the tallest, one of the strongest physically guys on the tour. Has one of the biggest serves, and yeah, I gotta be ready for missiles coming from his side of the net. And you know, I played him here about 4 or 5 years ago in quarters, and I remember it really well. And obviously, playing night and playing day, conditions are different, so it really depends when we play. But one of the key, obviously, elements in the game would be how well I'm returning and how, you know, confident I am on my service games. You know, obviously, when someone serves as well as him, it puts a lot of pressure on you. But you know, I'm really glad to see him being healthy and playing on a really good level again. You know, he's a great guy. I've known him for many years. He's a good friend. Speak the same language, and you know, it's nice to see him in quarters.
Well, it's nice to see you in the quarters for the 46th time, by the way. Congratulations, Novak Djokovic.
A very good tennis player and a proud dad. Speaking about Stefan and Tara and what paths their journey might take, but one thing's for sure, if they turn out to be even a tenth as good as their dad, they'll be pretty handy tennis players.
Yeah, they will, there's no doubt about that. Pretty hard journey, that one, I think, as well, isn't it, to be to follow in your footsteps of greatness. We see that with Steffi Graf and Andre Agassi. Their kids aren't nowhere near a tennis court, and I think that's the way they wanted it to pan out as well, just not to expose them to such spotlight. But it was Novak. He was extremely good today. He was clinical, and as he said, he's got a different type of opponent, which gives you a different type of alertness, and he'll be looking forward to that challenge. A tough one there for Milos Raonic to face as well.
And that opponent today, by the way, served 35 aces against Marin Cilic. He's got 82 for the tournament. Only John Isner has got more.
Yeah, that's a big number against Cilic. He's got a big wingspan as well. He's tall. He's about 6'5". He's got a big wingspan, and these are Novak's numbers. He wouldn't be happy with a bunch of unforced serves that he hit there at certain parts of the match where they sort of they gathered together. But all in all, he created so many different opportunities throughout the course of the match, and that's the value that he brings to the tennis court.
Serbian fans are in at Rod Laver Arena, as they were up in Sydney at the ATP Cup when he led his nation to victory in the inaugural staging of that tournament. So they've got a lot to be pleased about with what they've seen so far in January, and who knows, their joy might even extend to the early days of February. Diego Schwartzman gave it all he's got, as you'd expect from the man from Argentina, but Novak Djokovic reaches the quarterfinals in Melbourne for the 11th time, at a Grand Slam for the 46th time, and who knows, maybe he's heading for an 8th crown in Melbourne. It was Djokovic in straight sets, 6-3.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!